This broadcast is for April 9, 2026, Japan time. Welcome to Samurai MLB Talk. Thank you very much for watching. This channel is a place where we explore the essence of humanity through the lens of baseball, through the way we watch the game, the spirit behind it, and the philosophy it reflects from a uniquely Japanese perspective. To our viewers in the English-speaking world, I truly hope you'll enjoy this dialogue about human nature as seen through the game of baseball. Your support means more than I can say. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Part 1, Highlights of Japanese Athletes on April 9, 2026, Japan time. Let's take a look at the performances of Japanese Major League players today. Shohei Ohtani, Dodgers. He started on the mound in the game against the Blue Jays. His performance consisted of 6 innings with 96 pitches, 4 hits allowed, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk/hit by pitch, and 1 run allowed, 0 earned runs. As a hitter, he recorded 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch. I will discuss the details later. Kazuma Okamoto, Blue Jays. He played in the game against the Dodgers as the number 5 third baseman. He went 0 for 4. This was his first matchup against Shohei Ohtani in MLB, and he struggled against Ohtani's pitching. They have faced each other once in the past. In 2016, Kazuma Okamoto, then in his second year in NPB, faced Shohei Ohtani, who belonged to the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters at the time. The result was a swinging strikeout. Back then, Ohtani was a player who excelled as a two-way star in NPB, much like his current success in MLB, and the young Okamoto was overwhelmed. 10 years have passed since then, and both have flourished. Kazuma Okamoto became a mainstay of the Tokyo Yomiuri Giants and has been playing as a major leaguer since this year. Shohei Ohtani challenged MLB from the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, made the two-way style known to the world, and has now established his status as the unicorn of MLB. These two players faced each other again after a decade. This time, Okamoto was overwhelmed by Ohtani's pitching in all 3 at-bats. However, for Japanese fans, it was a very deeply moving sight. The fact that we can see them competing seriously in an official MLB game means we cannot feel like saying who was better or who was worse. I want to give a round of applause to both players. They showed us a magnificent matchup. From now on, Okamoto will experience many matchups against Ohtani. Through those encounters, I expect him to feel the greatness of the unicorn and turn it into his own strength. Munetaka Murakami, White Sox. He played in the game against the Orioles as the number 5 first baseman. He went 1 for 4 with 1 walk. I am a little concerned that he had 2 swinging strikeouts. If they were called strikeouts, we could consider various factors like compatibility with the umpire, but a swinging strikeout means he swung thinking he could hit it, only for the bat to hit air, resulting in an out. Since this happened twice in a row, I am worried. He recorded 1 hit, but from a hitter's perspective, that was a ball he was jammed on that the second baseman failed to handle, a coincidental hit, not one where he caught the ball perfectly. During his time with the Yakult Swallows, Munetaka Murakami's weakness was that once he fell into a slump, it took time to get out of it. I am a little worried whether he has entered one of those long slumps. I will keep a close eye on Murakami in the next game. Masataka Yoshida, Red Sox. Masataka Yoshida did not appear in today's game either. Including this matter, I would like to talk about it later. Part 2, Shohei Ohtani's second two-way appearance of the season. An article in Nikkei Sports featured an interview with Shohei Ohtani after today's game, and I would like to highlight a portion of it. Reflecting on today's pitching. The performance wasn't great. However, I was able to pitch the required innings and pitch count effectively, so I think that was perhaps the only good point. On his condition immediately after stepping off the mound. I think my condition isn't bad. The feel of my pitches wasn't good, and there is some fatigue since it's the end of the road trip, but I think it was good that I could pitch reasonably well despite that. How is your batting form? I think I'm moving forward, but I have the impression that the beginning of every season is like this. I think it's as usual. Was the lack of feel in your pitching due to mechanics or physical condition? Neither. It was a day game at the end of a road trip, and I think everyone on the team has a bit of fatigue. I don't know if that's the reason, but the feel of the pitches during this outing wasn't good. I want to review that thoroughly before my next start. Since you've hit 3 home runs, is your condition improving? It's at a stage where it's gradually picking up, so it's rare for things to suddenly get better. If my condition rises gradually toward May, I think I can keep up my usual pace. In today's game against the Blue Jays, he showed a solid performance with 6 innings and 1 run allowed. However, it didn't seem like he was fully controlling the balls he threw. There were several scenes where he was seen retying his right shoelace. Perhaps there was something slightly wrong with the size of his cleats. Shohei Ohtani's pitching today felt somewhat unnatural. Under those circumstances, I believe it is a testament to his ability that he managed the game by throwing 6 innings with only 1 run. The relief pitchers were caught by the Blue Jays lineup afterward, and the team suffered a comeback loss. While Ohtani did not get his second win, I felt that the middle relievers are also accumulating fatigue from pitching day after day. They cannot be blamed. In a long season, there are times you win and times you lose. When you lose, you reflect on it and connect it to the next win. That is enough. While saying the feel of his pitches wasn't good, he still delivers a quality start that is the essence of Shohei Ohtani. However, as a hitter today, he only had a walk and a hit by pitch, with no hits. From his comments, we can interpret that he thinks it's fine to gradually improve his hitting toward May, and that he is currently taking his time to steadily adjust his batting. What kind of two-way performance will he show us when he is in perfect condition? I am already looking forward to it. Also, there were complaints from Blue Jays players regarding the time Ohtani takes between innings. I felt that the hardship of being both a pitcher and a hitter in an unexplored territory is something only the unicorn himself can understand, so ordinary players probably cannot comprehend it. When the Dodgers are on offense, if Shohei Ohtani gets on base as a runner, it takes a bit of time when the roles of offense and defense switch. The umpires understand this, and no team other than the Blue Jays has ever complained that Ohtani's preparation is slow. Why rush Ohtani so much? Is that also a tactic? Can they not hit the balls thrown by an Ohtani who is perfectly prepared? He is a two-way player. He plays as both a pitcher and a hitter in a single game. After Ohtani has been on the bases as a runner, shouldn't he be allowed a little time to reach the mound? To silence such complaints, I believe MLB needs to properly revise the rules. Shohei Ohtani is not the type of player to waste time. When the team is on offense, if he reaches base, he stays there until he either returns home or the side is retired. Complaining about the time it takes in those instances should be prohibited. I think they should learn a bit more about sportsmanship. Isn't it a matter of mutual support? Do they want to go that far to rattle Ohtani and try to conquer him? I don't know the true intent behind the Blue Jays complaint, but I feel it is a complaint that lacks respect for a player who performs as both a pitcher and a hitter in the same game. I call for a rule change from MLB. Furthermore, Shohei Ohtani reached base on a walk in today's game, finally tying Ichiro's record for the longest consecutive on-base streak by a Japanese player at 43 games. If Ohtani succeeds in reaching base in the next game, it will be 44 consecutive games, a new record for a Japanese player. It is very exciting. This broadcast has been mentioning this matter every day. When Ohtani breaks Ichiro's record, he may achieve a monumental feat that rewrites MLB history. In fact, that is exactly what happened during the 2024 season. That year, Shohei Ohtani broke Ichiro's single-season stolen base record. He achieved the 50-50 feat that year. With 54 home runs and 59 stolen bases, he made history in MLB by achieving the 50-50 milestone. This feat may happen again this time. When Shohei Ohtani breaks Ichiro's record, it may mark the beginning of a new chapter in MLB history. I am looking forward to the moment Shohei Ohtani achieves the 44-game on-base streak, the most ever for a Japanese player. Part 3, Strategies for Japanese Players Challenging MLB in the Future. At the beginning of this broadcast, I mentioned that Masataka Yoshida did not appear in the game. It is truly a great shame. Yoshida's hitting is top tier, but since moving to MLB, his strengths have not been fully showcased. In the latter half of last season, he seemed to have grasped how to display his hitting in MLB. By becoming conscious of the bat's entry angle, his hitting became very good. However, it was already too late. It is clear from the Red Sox leadership's handling of him that they have judged he is not a regular class player. Anyone can see that by looking at how he is being utilized. In the future, I believe many Japanese players will challenge MLB. While it is fine for pitchers, for position players, we must think a little more carefully. How should they proceed with their MLB challenge? When moving to MLB, do not be obsessed with the contract amount. Money should be a secondary concern. If you want to test and showcase your baseball talent on the grandest stage of MLB, then in contract negotiations, set the signing bonus low and win the opportunity for playing time through the contract. For example, if you sign a 2-year contract, set the contract amount low, but instead, include a clause that ensures you will continue to be used in games no matter how much you struggle. By doing so, the kind of situation Masataka Yoshida is currently in where he is not being used consistently can be avoided. Regarding Yoshida, he signed for far too large an amount from the contract stage. If results do not follow, he faces bashing from the media, and trade rumors frequently arise. Furthermore, he is overlooked by the coaching staff, leading to days where he repeats the cycle of playing or not playing. I want the Japanese players who will challenge MLB in the future to avoid the situation Yoshida is in. For a baseball player, earning money is attractive, but more than anything, playing baseball in front of an audience is what is desired. Even if you get a huge amount of money, if you cannot showcase your baseball talent, you may lose sight of why you exist as a baseball player. I interpret that Yoshida is spending his current time amidst such conflict. I expect that promising Japanese players will challenge MLB one after another. At that time, they should not sign a massive deal for their first contract. Instead, they should sign for a lower amount first. The contract conditions should include content that demands they continue to be used in games during the contract period. The money will follow later. The first thing to do is to showcase your baseball talent to the world and contribute to the team's victory. By accumulating those results and becoming a free agent, a massive contract will no longer be just a dream. At the same time, because of the track record built until then, you will be able to exist as a player who thrives as a regular. Because I know the greatness of Masataka Yoshida, I am not satisfied with how the Red Sox are treating him. I think they should just release him via trade, but Yoshida has signed a high-paying contract, and I feel there are no teams willing to take him on with such a high salary. The Red Sox likely want to move Yoshida, but the huge contract has become a bottleneck, making it impossible to let him go, which I feel is resulting in the current usage of Masataka Yoshida, the repetition of being played and then benched. I strongly hope for the day to come soon when we can see Yoshida performing every time there is a game. And, understanding Yoshida's current situation, I want the players who will challenge MLB in the future to understand and carry out the strategy of seeking playing opportunities over money when they sign their contracts. That is all for today. Thank you very much.